Name a better duo than Warlocks and their never-ending supply of ways to just spam absolutely every ability. And in today's video, we're gonna highlight the complete rework of the Skull of Dire Ahamkara and how it can make your supers a dime a dozen. But before we dive into that, I just want to say that if you find yourself enjoying this video, please hit the like and subscribe. It's free and it helps the video out more than you know. Also, I go live over on Twitch, currently in the process of doing Duo Flawless DSC. So if you ever want to just stop by and say hi, I would love to see you there. The Skull of Dire Ahamkara got a massive buff with the introduction of Episode Revenants, which was, by having Devour, the most goated self-healing buff in the game, every weapon kill afterwards will give you 5% increase to super gains. With this said, we are able to push these super gains even further by one of two ways. Either find a way to produce kills on a mass scale, or by using Bad Juju. For those that don't know, Bad Juju grants 2% additional super energy gains per kill at maxed cursed energy, while also applying a 100% weapon buff along with it to achieve an even faster TTK in endgame content. But I'm gonna be honest, this thing is outdated as fuck. It's a single target ad clear weapon, which is the least optimal version of ad clearing. So the method I will be introducing to you guys is not one that is just only for fun. It's actually practical. May I introduce to you my Lord and Savior, Kvastov. You may have seen a couple of my videos glazing this weapon before, but let me tell you, it is all in good faith. And now let me tell you why it is perfect for this build. The science behind super energy goes as follows. Dealing and receiving damage directly contribute to your super energy. The percent that you gain from this route is fully dependent on the super you are using. So I can't give you a solid percent through this. But what I can give you a solid percent on is the kills, as listed here. Shout out to the guys that made the compendium. For the math, just simply add 5 to any of these values and you'll see what Skull of Dire Ahamkara gives. It's pretty insane. It looks a bit lackluster on paper, but I promise you guys, it's actually pretty decent in game. But after that long intro, it is time to get into the build, starting off with the subclass. For the super, believe it or not, it does not matter at all. The only reason I am using Cataclysm Nova Bomb is because I just like it. It does competitive damage and it's a single shot super. But the main reason that we are running this exotic is just for the fact that final weapon blows while you have Devour grants super energy. So not only can you be on any of these supers, you don't even need to be on a Prismatic or Void subclass. If any of you have access to the exotic weapon Buried Bloodline, just get multi-kills with that weapon, it grants you Devour, and then from that point on, you can just have increased super gains. Just telling you the science. It's possible, I'm not saying it's optimal. So choose whatever super you want. For the class ability, same goes as follows. Choose what you want, it doesn't matter. And for the melee, it's obviously the Strand melee. It has 3 different charges, and that's 3 different times to proc Devour, along with the fact that it unravels the enemies, which is just additional tick damage. And who hates extra damage, right? For the grenade, it's just the Void Grenade. Behind Healing Nade, of course. This is just the better nade. That's the only reason I'm using it. And the Healing Nade obviously doesn't do damage. And for the aspects, obviously we have Feed the Void. It states that when you defeat a target with any ability, it will activate Devour. This is our main source for Devour. And then for the other aspect, I chose Hellion, but this one's up to debate. You can run Bleak Watchers if you want, and that's it. All right, now that we got all of that out of the way, it is time to blast through these fragments for you. So first up, we do have Facet of Grace. Since I'm pairing this with Kvastov, which is a kinetic weapon, this is going to help me just shoot all the way up to full transcendence constantly. It's great, you all should give it a try. Next up, we have Facet of Purpose, just for the extra survivability. Since I am going the Nova Bomb super, this will grant me an overshield. Next, we have Facet of Protection. It's just a free 15% damage resistance when surrounded by enemies. Facet of Dominance, to make my Void Grenade apply a 15% debuff to enemies. And Facet of Dawn, for every time I proc Devour with my Strand melee, I gain a 25% weapon damage bonus to start racking kills with. And now that we are done with the entire subclass, we're getting into weapons. Now I'm not going to waste too much of your time going through every slot of weapons, so I'm just going to give you the honorable mentions and why. So like I said at the beginning of this video, you do have the option of Bad Juju, and if you are looking for the absolute fast of the fast super gains, this is the route for you to go down. You can't beat it. But in terms of absolute ad clearing, you can beat it. Trust me, you can beat it. And that's by literally anything else. We have wave frame grenade launchers, volt shot arc weapons, incandescent weapons, and even destabilizing round weapons. All these options will give you great splash damage and multi-kills from ads. Now, Bad Juju does have this cursed string explosion, but it's super inconsistent of when it procs, and I absolutely hate the fact about it. Now, alternatively, you can use Sunshot, Risk Runner, and of course, Kvastov. My personal favorite out of those picks being Kvastov, not only for the reason that it racks a bunch of hits in such a short time span with ×7 Eyes Up Guardian, but it can rack up the kills just as fast as well, making it my personal #1 choice to use with this build. Now it is time to get into the mods. And I'm gonna be honest, there's absolutely close to 0 mods that are important here. Mods are kind of just mint, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna let you just copy it off here if you want to. We do have a dim link in the comment section pinned, of course, or at least I should. But copy it here if you want, but we're about to get into reasons why, or just the important ones. Here we go. So starting off with the head, it's going to be a kinetic siphon. This is going to be your way to get ×7 Eyes Up Guardian on Kvastov. Spawning orbs is kind of important for this build. I have Ashes Assets on. It is not important at all. I just have it on because why not? You could go the route of Heavy Ammo Finder, Heavy Ammo Scout, call it a day. Going over to the arms, I do have a Heavy Handed. This is just to spawn more orbs for Kvastov. And then a Reloader, because why not? Who doesn't love a fast reload? For the chest, standard resist mods. That's all you need. For the legs, Devour is so goated on Warlocks with Feed the Void. It's just a complete health refresh on every ability kill. So I said, whatever to survivability mods, and I said, okay, well just give me my melee back faster with Invigoration and my grenade back faster with Innervation. Lastly, the class item, completely 100 with you, my class items just rarely change. Powerful Attraction is great for picking up orbs from a distance. Special Finisher is as goated as it gets. Armor, because why not? The slot's open. And that about does it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, like I said before, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button for me. And if you don't like me in the future, you can always just unsubscribe later. Trust me, you can. That's going to be all from me for right now. Take care and peace.